Hello, as you'll be aware, tomorrow is the day when we remember the D-Day landings and the way they hastened the victory of the Allies and the end of the war. But it might have been today. Maureen Sweeney was working with her husband Ted, manning a lighthouse on the west coast of Ireland. And she sent in hourly weather reports indicating what they could see because they were looking right out over the Atlantic. And on June the 3rd, she sent in a standard report reporting that there was seemed to be a cold front emerging over the Atlantic, heading southeast and bringing with it rain and strong winds. The report was in as usual, but she was amazed to get a response almost immediately in a cut glass English voice saying, please check, please repeat. And so she did, and she got her husband Ted to check it, and she was right, and so she sent the weather report in again. And it was only some many years later that she was told that weather report changed the date of the Normandy landings, because the plan had been to do it on June the 5th. But with this depression sweeping southeast from Ireland and reaching Normandy on about the 5th, it would have meant that the Allies were landing on the beaches in pouring rain and strong winds. So it was postponed a day, and we know what happened on June the 6th. It struck me as interesting that Maureen Sweeney was simply doing her job. She had no idea till much later the effect it had on the course of history. She simply got on and did what she did as best she could, and when it was challenged she got her husband Ted to check it. But for all she knew, she was just doing a daily piece of work. And I think that today I just want to celebrate and remember the value of people who simply do a good day's work. None of us really knows how much effect the work that we're doing will have. Often it seems sometimes to have very little effect, but we never know. And the important thing, I think, is just to do it as best we can, honestly and diligently and with commitment. Today is part of Volunteers Week, and it struck me that this was a particularly true thing to say about volunteers, that when you volunteer for something, you are really only doing it because you want to do the job well. You want to help somebody, you want to contribute. You get no pay for it, and sometimes, in fact most times, you don't get a lot of clapping on the back. You just get on and do what you can because you want to do it. And I want today to celebrate volunteers in this Volunteers Week. Maureen Sweeney, a decade or so after the D-Day landings, was given a Medal of Honor by the US House of Representatives as a mark of the significance of what she had done. Most of us don't get medals when we just go about our daily work and do it as well as we can, or when we do voluntary work and put our all into it. But the reward, I think, is in the doing of it and in knowing that we've done it as best we can.